head over to the counter. All right, and let's get our best bets in for the week. We are at 17-4 in our last 21 picks these last 2 weeks. We got another 12 picks for you, five from me, I believe seven from CD. So I'll let CD go first, but just to quickly recap, those listening on Spotify that can't see the graphic on YouTube. I'm 15-9 on the year, up 4.6. Not 15-9. Sorry, I'm 20-10 on the season right now. CD is 9-7. Uh, we're up big units. We're up to close to uh almost 10 units as a show for the season. So that's pretty dang solid if you ask me. But yeah, with that being said, I'll let you go first because you do have more picks than me. And by the way, some of these, and I'll let you know which ones were actually put out on Twitter because some of these lines move and some of these are on key numbers. So put them out on Twitter. If you don't follow us at the Redshirt Soft, then you might not get these at the lines you want them at. And, it's burned a couple people this time so far this season. Just getting it at the right number. It's already happened like 3 times this season that it matters. So, CD, I'll let you kick it off.
All right, so I got first one. I'll go Pitt minus 2.5. Right, Pitt on the road at North Carolina. You talked about not liking to take bad teams to cover. Listen, sometimes you bet against bad teams, and I think North Carolina is a bad football team. That line is under a field goal. I feel pretty good about that for Pitt. The way they control the football, take advantage of North Carolina's defense. We saw JMU do the same thing. Yeah, let's go Eli Holsting, someone I did not think I'd be betting on this year going into the season, but I've been impressed. And obviously, North Carolina is trending the wrong direction. Mac Brown, I don't quite know if they're on stinker alert in terms of losing the locker room. Listen, I think a lot closer to that than galvanizing and resurging their season.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's a good play. That was a pick that was put out on Twitter. I believe you can still get it 2.5 at the time of recording, but I'm not sure if it'll still be there by the time this video comes out. So just make sure you follow us on Twitter if you want these plays, which are pretty hot right now. My first play is going to be sticking in the ACC, and this number has already moved, and I put it out on Twitter. Boston College plus 3.5. This might be a giant trap, okay? But I'm betting on the fact that I believe Tommy Castellanos is going to play the football game. I think they can still win with Grayson James. It's just not as likely. On the road against Virginia, I know Boston College's win against Florida State is looking worse and worse, but I still think Boston College's front seven is solid. I still think that Tommy Castellanos is good. I still think that they have weapons. They've been able to run the ball. Their offensive line looks just so much better, light years better than last year. 3.5. I mean, look, if this is a trap, then you can absolutely call me a sucker because I'm all in. Give me Boston College plus 3.5.
Yeah, I was really close to taking that. I'm gonna wait. I do think once you're seeing that line start to move, I think across three already, and I think as more we get closer and Tommy Castellanos news about him playing, if he gets to go the green light and we find out, ahead of time, I might jump on that too with you, regardless of the line. I just got a little bit nervous there. I'd hate to have an injury cost me a pick, right? But I like that for you. Moving on for me, again, I'll be fading Minnesota. I'm 0-2 on the show. Actually, 1-2 on the show, doing it right now. USC travels to Minnesota, travels to Minneapolis, and that line is 8.5. I think that is great value. It's open at 9.5. Again, I don't know who's betting it down. They were smart to do it against Michigan, the backdoor cover there for Minnesota. I think USC is going to be able to put away Minnesota in ways that Michigan could not. USC's offense is very, very good. Their defense has been improving as well. Yes, I know Brosmer is playing well, but they're still not running the ball well. And if Minnesota can't run the football, they're not going to cover this football game. Give me USC minus 8.5. And by the way, they crushed Wisconsin in spite of all those turnovers. Yeah, this is a good football team for USC.
I'm with you. USC minus 8.5. Let's ride. And I believe we are 5-2 on the year when CD and I are uh in agreement on our picks. So loving that for us. CD, I'll let you continue rolling the ball here because that'll be my second pick. It's USC minus 8.5.
All right, heck yeah, I love that too. We talked about ULM and JMU earlier in this episode with your dirty dog. I'm going to be on the other side here, though. Give me JMU minus 15.5. We put it out on Twitter. I think it's up to 17 now in some places. I think it's a really good offense. I think this team is very, very well coached. I've been very impressed with how they're moving the football. I don't know if ULM can keep up with James Madison just because of, the sheer talent that JMU has and also the way that that quarterback Barnett is slinging the pill right now. Slinging the pill. So yeah, give me JMU to start their march in the Sun Belt, right? This is game one of the Sun Belt. They are on a mission, I think they have playoff conversation in their eyes. It starts with ULM in week 6.
I don't hate it. I mean, I think there is total blowout potential here, but for the dirty dog segment, I mean, I'm scraping the board trying to find something, right? Just 10.5 point dogs are, especially as you go on the season, the lines are sharper. It's tougher. It's tougher to find
Mhm.
value. So yeah, I don't hate it. Yeah, again, that was on Twitter. So, and the line was better when we posted it on Twitter. So make sure you guys are following us on Twitter if you want picks at the numbers that are the best numbers. Over here, I'm going to go with the total here. And I rarely take overs. Rarely. But here it is. Wake Forest, NC State, over 55.5 points. Seems like a lot, but Wake Forest's defense is garbage. NC State's defense is garbage. And honestly, CJ Bailey hasn't been playing bad at all. And Wake Forest,
Bachmeier's been good.
Bachmeyer's
Bachmeier's been good.
Bachmeyer's been good. Clayborn's been awesome. Donovan Green is electric. Casey Concepcion. I think the playmakers in this game alone are going to account for a lot of points. Um, I don't think these teams necessarily are the fastest paced teams of all time, which is why I think this number isn't higher. But when I look at this number, I'm like, how is this number not, like 58, 59? I thought it'd be higher. So I'm a 56 is a key number. So I'm on it now. I anticipate that moving up, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Give me Wake Forest, NC State over 55.5.
Love that. Love that. Like you said, we don't take overs often here. They do scare you sometimes, but I'm with you. I think that's a great pick. I'll stay in the Sun Belt for mine, or at least following James Madison, another pretty solid team. How about the one coming off a loss, though? Texas State minus 14 to get right against Troy. First of all, notice a theme here. North Carolina, Minnesota, ULM, Troy. Bad football teams I'm betting against here. I think even these lines are pretty high. At 2 touchdowns, I'll take it here. I will take it here. I think that result, got to give a ton of credit for Sam Houston State. Ton of credit to them for battling back. I do think Texas State, if they were to play again, they'd be able to put them away. And I think they'll do that here with Troy. They will not mess around. Troy is not good. They cannot score the football very much. And yeah, give me Texas State here. The Bobcats, GJ Kenny, McLeod Mahdi, all those studs. Let's go.
Yeah, I thought about it. Thought about it. I guess it's at 14 now. I
Thursday night scares me though, but the quick
Yeah,
turnaround, like,
better football teams play better in short turnarounds.
and the quarterback too. McLeod,
Better coached football teams,
better
by the
coach
way.
football teams. You got McLeod's a veteran guy. He's seen a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, Ishmael Mahdi might go for like 8 billion yards in this game, by the way. Troy's
Hmm.
defense is looking utterly horrendous these days. So yeah, I actually like that pick for me. I might hop on it on my own accord. I don't know if I'll end up adding it to my board, but oh well. For me, my next pick gonna go over to the Mountain West, a team that is getting a lot of media attention right now. Boise State minus 26 against Utah State. Utah State is bad
Hmm.
at football, and I think now here's the thing: Utah State's offense is not that great, but Boise State's defense, it's kind of slept on as being very. People think it I don't think people realize how bad actually it is. Like it's not a very good defense at all, especially through the air. But that's the thing. Does Utah State can they take advantage of throwing the ball with Spencer Petras and Bryce? I don't know. I don't think they can. So if there was a weakness to Boise State's defense, it's definitely that secondary. So I just don't think Utah State's going to take advantage of it, and they're giving up. I mean, almost 200 yards on the ground themselves, over 5 yards a carry. What is Ashton Janty going to do to this defense? It might be very, very ugly. So, give me Boise State minus 26.
Yeah, when Evan Simon looks pretty good against you guys, 5 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. it could be a rough one. I think Mad Max also gets his as well, not just Janty. I like that for you. The line a little bit too rich. I really thought about it, but Boise State scares me after a huge win like that. Letdown effects, blah blah blah. I don't really know. I don't not that I predict it's gonna happen, but it just kind of scared me away just a little bit. I will go to the ACC here. Clemson at Florida State. The line I think is at 14 and a half right now. Fine. I'll take it. I don't really care. Florida State's terrible. I don't know if DJU is going to start. I don't really
Oh,
care. I
there's a
don't.
there's a 14 out there.
Oh, I'll take the 14. Thank you. Friendly reminder to always shop lines, like we say here. No, no, don't be leaving value on the board for no reason. But yeah, Clemson here, I think they're a very good football team. I think they're a very good football team. I think Florida State's a bad football team. Even though there's talent there, I think Clemson overwhelms them. SMU put up big time numbers against them. So will Clemson. And Brock Glenn is not the answer for Florida State. Not yet. Not that I think so. Yeah, give me Clemson.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I just feel really weird about that game being in Tallahassee. I don't think Brock Glenn is good if he ends up starting, but Clemson has been the beneficiary of playing some really bad, like really bad bottom 10 defenses the last couple weeks. So I'm not sold on their offense yet. And I think Florida State's defense is starting to figure it out a little bit. I know SMU kind of dropped a couple burgers on them, but turnovers where they have two defensive touchdowns in that game or something like that. So I, I'm a little bit higher on FSU's defense. If they can just like figure out how to not turn the ball over, I don't know. Maybe they can keep it within two touchdowns. It's interesting, but I thought about it. Just wasn't enough for me. Another total that I'm on, my last play of the day, Oregon State, Colorado State, under 48 and a half points. Here's the deal here. Okay. Colorado State's run defense, if there was anything good about its defense, it can actually stop the run pretty decently. Oregon State has not been able to throw the ball at all. Well, they haven't really needed to in a lot of these games, but they cannot throw the ball to take advantage of this Colorado State secondary. This Colorado State front seven is honestly performing a little bit over my expectations. I still don't know if they have the talent necessarily to match up with Oregon State up front, but they held Texas to like 4.5 yards per carry. They shut down whoever they played last week. And I just, there's a chance that Oregon State tries to run the ball and then they can't. And I think Oregon State's defense is a lot better than Colorado State's offense. And I also think that Torrey Horton's going to be out again. So I don't, Colorado State just does not have the weapons. The issue that could happen is like if Oregon State's defense forces enough turnovers, um, and Oregon State's run defense is really garbage too. But I just think if Colorado State wants to win this football game, they have to run the ball effectively. If Oregon State wants to win this ball game, they're gonna have to run the ball a little bit better than maybe they normally do. I don't know. They're just this game screams run the football to me. I believe it's in Colorado State, so the elevation there. Oh no, it's in Oregon
Or
State.
it's in Corvallis.
Either way, give me give me Oregon State, Colorado State under 48 and a half.
I don't hate it at all. I don't hate it. I mean, you got one quarterback for Oregon State that's not playing good football. And Braden Fowler Nicolosi has not been playing elite football, especially without Torrey Horton. Yeah, I don't hate that at all for all the reasons you mentioned. I got two more here. I'll go back to the Sun Belt, the well that is South Alabama, minus 2.5. They found something there the past couple weeks, I think, with that running game, with Gio Lopez being healthy. And I also think Arkansas State's not very good. Their quarterback's position, Rayner has not been good this year. He really hasn't. McLean's come in and done some good things, but I think there's a lot to be desired there offensively for Arkansas State. I know their schedule has been tough, but Central Arkansas and Tulsa should have been two losses there and ended up with a win at under a field goal here, even on the road for South Alabama. I love them in that spot. And then I'll finish off with Tulane. I think it's at minus 14 and a half right now against UAB. Again, a theme of taking spreads, even if they're double digit against bad football teams. Tulane, very good football team. I think going to continue their push for the American Conference title against UAB. Yeah, what similar to what they did the past couple weeks here. I think they're going to score some points, and I don't think UAB can get it done enough through the air to be able to be able to come back and cover 14 and a half points.
A lot of favorites on your side of the board, eh?
It's the week of the favorite. Well, these are just the favorites I'm picking. I'm just going to pick the right favorites. There could be a lot of upsets here for sure, but not in my games.
No, I get it. Betting
Too many
against
bad
bad
football
football,
teams right now.
yeah, betting against bad football teams is never a bad idea.